Most people think cats are distant, cold, and emotionally unavailable creatures. They think cats don't care about humans the way dogs do. They believe cats only appear when they want food and disappear when they are done. But that idea is completely wrong because cats don't communicate like humans. They don't express emotions in obvious ways. And they don't build relationships through constant attention or constant interaction. Instead, cats operate through observation, distance control, silent testing, and emotional calibration over time. And once you understand that system, everything changes. A cat is not ignoring you. It is studying you, measuring you, and slowly deciding whether you belong in its emotional world. At the beginning, the cat is simply sitting near the human, not close enough to interact, not far enough to disappear, just present in the same space. Quiet, neutral, observing everything without moving too much. The human slowly reaches out a hand toward the cat. There is no sudden movement, no force, just a gentle attempt at connection. But the cat does not react. It does not move closer. It does not move away in fear. It simply does nothing. That nothing is important because in feline behavior, stillness is information. Then suddenly, the cat stands up. It turns its body away from the human and walks slowly to another part of the room. No panic, no aggression, no emotional expression, just controlled distance adjustment. The human feels confused because from a human perspective, this looks like rejection. It feels like emotional distance. But from a feline perspective, this is not rejection at all. It is spatial evaluation behavior. The cat is adjusting distance to measure safety boundaries. It is checking whether closeness changes anything in the environment. It is testing whether the human remains stable under proximity pressure. The cat now sits again in a new position, still inside the same room, still within visual range, but no longer directly engaged. It uses peripheral awareness instead of direct attention. It watches everything without appearing to watch anything. And the moment the human looks at it, it immediately looks away, as if nothing happened, as if it was never paying attention. But in reality, it has been tracking every micro movement from the beginning. Cats are extremely sensitive to human behavior. They read posture changes instantly. They detect eye direction. They analyze hand speed. They pick up breathing rhythm. They even sense emotional tension in the environment. Because in nature, survival depends on predicting intention before action happens. So cats don't wait for behavior to happen. They predict it. Then something begins to shift slightly. The cat starts to move again, but not directly toward the human. It moves in small stages. A few steps forward. Then it stops. Then it sits. Then it grooms itself briefly. Then it pauses again. Every movement is intentional. Every pause is a decision point. Nothing is random. This is structured trust testing behavior. Now the cat is measuring consistency. It is checking whether the human remains calm under changing distance. It is checking whether proximity creates tension or stability. It is checking whether the environment remains predictable. Because for a cat, predictability equals safety. Then the first emotional signal appears, the slow blink. The cat looks at the human and slowly closes its eyes. Once, then opens them again. Then, after a pause, repeats it. Slow, calm, soft, controlled. This is not sleep behavior. This is communication. In feline behavior science, slow blinking is a trust signal. It means, I do not perceive you as a threat. I am comfortable in this environment. I am not preparing to escape. The human does not notice this signal, but the cat repeats it again later, and again, because feline communication is not one-time expression. It is repetition-based confirmation. Trust must be repeated to stabilize. Now the cat begins staying closer more often, not touching, not demanding attention, just existing in shared space. It lies near the human's legs, close enough to feel presence, far enough to maintain independence. This is coexistence bonding phase. Not affection yet, but acceptance. The cat's body language becomes softer over time. Tail movement slows. Ears remain neutral. Breathing becomes steady. But awareness is still active. Cats never fully turn off awareness, even in comfort, especially in comfort. Then a new behavior begins. The cat starts following the human, quietly, silently, without drawing attention. When the human moves, the cat moves. When the human stops, the cat stops. But if the human turns around suddenly, the cat acts like it was never following at all. This is attachment hidden behind independence behavior, a contradiction that defines feline emotional structure. Then vulnerability appears. The cat lies on its back, its belly exposed. This is one of the most sensitive positions in feline body language. It is not full trust. It is controlled vulnerability testing. The cat is carefully observing the human's reaction. Every movement matters. Every hesitation matters. Trust is still being evaluated in real time. Then something new happens. The cat brings a small object, a toy, something it found. It carries it toward the human, places it gently nearby, then steps back and waits. This is offering behavior, a form of social inclusion, not play, not accident, but intentional communication. It is saying, "You are part of my safe space." The human is confused, but the cat does not move. It simply observes, waiting for a reaction, measuring emotional response. Then bonding deepens further. The cat walks closer, stops in front of the human, and gently bumps its head into the human's hand, then slowly rubs its cheek along the arm. This is scent-marking behavior. Cats have scent glands on their face. When they rub against someone, they are marking familiarity and safety recognition. Now, the environment begins to stabilize. The cat stays in shared rooms more consistently, even without interaction, even without stimulation, just presence. And presence slowly becomes enough. Because for cats, shared space equals emotional safety. Now, something subtle begins to change. The cat no longer maintains strict distance all the time. It still moves away sometimes, but it returns faster. It still ignores sometimes, but it checks back more often. These are not random actions. They are micro adjustments in trust behavior, small recalibrations happening over time. The human may not notice these changes, but for the cat, every second of behavior is data. Every reaction is recorded. Every moment of calm is stored as safety confirmation. Now the cat begins to spend more time in the same room without leaving. It does not always approach. It does not always engage. It simply stays. And in feline behavior, staying is more important than interaction, because presence without fear is a strong signal of trust. Then another layer appears. The cat begins choosing positions where it can see the human clearly, not hidden anymore, not fully distant, just visible, comfortable, stable. This shift is important because visibility means confidence in environment. At certain moments, the cat lifts its head when the human enters the room, not reacting strongly, just acknowledging presence. Then it returns to resting. No tension. No escape behavior, just recognition. The slow blink appears again, more naturally now, not rare anymore. It happens in calm moments, when the environment is quiet, when the human is still, when there is no pressure. This is the trust signal stabilizing. Sometimes the human unknowingly responds, a small pause, a soft gaze, maybe even a slow blink back. And without realizing it, a communication loop is formed. a silent exchange between two different species. Now the cat begins to settle into routine behavior. Same room, same presence, same environmental stability. It no longer constantly tests distance like before. The evaluation phase is slowing down. Instead of testing, it begins maintaining. Instead of observing for danger, it observes out of habit. This is a major shift in feline emotional structure because maintenance means trust is already established. Then nighttime arrives again. The environment becomes quiet. Low sound, low movement, high stability. The cat enters the room. It does not hesitate. It does not scan aggressively. It simply walks in and sits nearby. After a while, it lies down. Not far, not hidden, near the human. Its body relaxed, breathing slow, eyes partially closed. Then slowly, it performs another slow blink. But this time, something is different. It does not leave afterward. It stays, fully resting now. No repositioning, no distance adjustment, just presence. Its tail gently touches the environment around the human. A subtle contact, not forced, not intentional in human terms, but meaningful in feline behavior. It signals comfort in shared space. And in this moment, the relationship stabilizes fully, not through loud affection, not through dramatic behavior, but through quiet coexistence. Because cats do not love like humans. They do not express attachment through constant interaction. They express it through consistency, proximity, stability, reduced testing, and silent shared presence. So when the cat is sitting near you now, not moving away, not reacting strongly, not demanding attention, that is not distance. That is trust in its final form. Even when it is silent, it is not disconnected. Even when it is not looking at you, it is still aware of you. Even when it is resting alone, it is still choosing to be near you. Because at this stage, you are no longer being tested. You are no longer being evaluated. You are no longer being observed for safety. You are already accepted into its emotional environment. And that is why everything feels calmer now. Less tension, less uncertainty, less distance shifts. The cat still remains independent. It still moves when it wants. It still rests alone sometimes. It still maintains personal space. But now, it always returns. And that return is the most important part. Not the approach, not the interaction, but the consistent return. Because return means trust is stable. So when people say cats are cold, they are only seeing the surface behavior. They are missing the slow system underneath. The testing, the calibration, the invisible trust building. Because in reality, a cat does not suddenly love you. It slowly decides you are safe. And once that decision is made, it does not need to be repeated loudly. It simply continues quietly, every day. So if your cat is now sitting somewhere near you, calm, still not doing much, that is not emptiness. That is completion of trust. And in the world of cats, that is the closest thing to love they have.